Okay, so here's the deal analyzer. Christian and I spent some time re-looking at all the figures and everything, and basically figured that 1.625 is probably a bit aggressive. There's not enough to really present that as a strong case, but 1.6 is definitely reasonable. And then looking at all the pictures, figuring about a 70K rehab is probably going to be right about on the money. So we're looking at, if we put in like a 1.3, that leaves 116 grand on the table with a 7.26 net margin, which if we look back at the Deer Park deal that we did with Brian Daly, based on our original numbers, it was like a 6% net margin that we were presenting to him. So based on that, we're like, okay, so he'll buy a deal at that type of a margin, right? Unless he's doing his own numbers and like, oh, their margin is way off and it's higher, right? But assuming he's looking at it and like taking our numbers, and our numbers are legit, which at the time they were, right? There were no comps to show higher than 1.2 on that Deer Park property. So like, what are your thoughts on presenting this to him at the 1.3, or, how would you approach it?
I guess it's for me to answer that is I would want to go through the comps to have everything. Depends on how solid the 1.6 is in my head, because that's what I have to battle, right? Yeah. If do I have a solid case, do I really believe in, then I'll go back from there. So if I believe in 1.625, then I'm going to develop my opinion with certain data, and I'm going to go to battle with it, right? Yeah. If it's 1.6, it's 1.6. I don't know. I don't have a developed opinion enough to like really fight for it at this stage. But, I think based on those numbers that you showed right there, I think makes sense. I mean, I think Brian Daly would pay that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just make sure that 70 isn't soft.
Yeah, I don't think that's soft. I mean, I think you might be able to get away with a little less than that. But basically, here's really some of the comps. This one just sold. So this is the comp that I don't really like. I like it because of the number, but I don't like it as far as it being a comp because I think our property is better. And so I love this comp overall because I think it puts us in a strong position. This first one is a bit bigger, but let's see. This one's still active at 1.499. It's a little bit bigger. Let's see. This one's pending 1.449. So this comp that I think is the best one just closed. It was pending when we first went into negotiations. Here's why I like it. It's 100 square foot less than ours. Ours is 1655, 3.2, just like ours. It's on the opposite side of the street, so the back doesn't face the highway. However, when you look at the pictures, that it's 100 square feet less, but you're utilizing a lot less of that square footage because of the layout. So you can see here, you got the garage with the front door. Well, let me show you what that front entryway looks like. So this is when you walk in the front door. You've got this weird sitting room. Yep. So this and this hall is all like unusable space basically. And then in the kitchen area and the living room, it's kind of a funky layout where it's kind of open, but it's got this weird wall that they figured they couldn't knock down for whatever reason. So it separates this like dining room from living room, kind of funky. And then you've got, a couple pillars here. So it's just a kind of an odd layout, and it doesn't have a pool. So all that to say, like, I think ours is a better layout. You're getting more usage of the full square footage. So that's where we kind of came up to that 1.6. I think there might have been a couple other comps that weren't on this. Let me see here. 13883. This is one that sold for 1,655 back in March. So it's only like 200 square feet larger. It's not up against the highway. It doesn't have a pool. So this pushes the number up, so this is where I think, it can push the number up to 1.6. Ours doesn't have the same type of open floor plan as this one. So that's where we were kind of landing on that 1.6 number. Yeah, so that's kind of how we were coming to that. Let's see, 13705 Mango. 13705 Mango. Oh, okay, here you go. This is another one that is basically same exact square footage, but it's a 4.2 instead of a 3.2, and it sold for 1,545 back in February. And it doesn't.
What's our square footage?
Ours is 1,655. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 active, all larger.
Yeah, there's 3 pending and 2 active right now.
I mean, here's, look at, I'll show you what I'm looking at.
Okay.
So we can go to the criteria real quick. So I just did the shape,
Yep.
the map. So I just did this right against the freeway right here.
Okay.
Okay. And detached, active, pending, contingent. I went back 12 months, and then I just did a minimum of 1,200 square feet. I just,
Gotcha. Okay.
So really wide. So when I pull this up, I've got these 3 actives and 2 pendings.
Yep.
So here, this one is obviously, I think you were just talking about this one. This one's quite a bit larger. It's not really a great comp because
Yeah.
it's really nothing. So the ones that we want to really look at is this one, this one, this one. Well, they're all the ones that are on the same street.
Yeah, except there's one that's like a lot larger. Yeah, but pretty much everything on Portofino.
Okay, so then I'll look at the map.
But if you go a little bit above Del Mar Heights Road, that's where this Mango Drive and Bakita Drive come into play as well.
Over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So because we're on the freeway edge, like that's where you want to look at this one. You want to look at this one. Like this is the one that you're going to want to get to know this one really, really well.
Okay.
How much better is it than ours?
Yeah. This one is 3,400 square feet though. It's like double the size.
Right. So, okay. Let's go back to the grid.
It's the middle one, number 4.
That's that one. Yeah. So that's a high water mark. And so and it's pending. Okay.
Yeah, but it's double the size, so that's why we didn't really take that one into consideration.
Yeah. So this is the highest one right here, huh?
That one, and then the one below is a little bit larger. Yeah.
I mean, this is the one that you're using to justify everything.
Yep. Yeah, like all the bedrooms are smaller because of the fact that the square footage is lost in that front room and that hallway. So every room is smaller, whereas our whole house is 100 square feet larger, and we're not losing that front room and that hallway. So every room is bigger, everything.
Yeah. And it's a corner lot.
Yep.
Well, with this data, I mean, I don't know that I would go much higher than 1.6.
Yeah. That's why we kind of reverted to 1.6.
I think these are your comps.
Yeah.
So, your highest sold, I mean, I just think that 1.6 based on this is about as high as I would justify.
Yeah. But I can pull in, right? Like, I mean, obviously let them discount certain comps, but I can pull in that Mango Drive and Bakita Drive and use that to, present, let them come back and be like, oh, well, I don't really consider that a comp for XY reason. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, to represent the high, like, so in the appraising, that's bracketing the high range.
Yep. Yeah.
So this would be like, okay, if I were to send over those higher comps, just understand that that's the high watermark of that neighborhood.
Yep.
Not our subject, the neighborhood. So the high watermark just gives you indication of where your subject could go, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, but I think, yeah. So there you go, man.
Okay.
I think 100, you'll be able to wholesale 75, to 100.
Yeah. Okay. So you think I should present it at a 1.3 to them?
Yeah. Get his feedback.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I bet it'll work.
All right. Sounds good. So I'm going to hit up Neva. I'm going to give her the address, tell her, like, hey, so here's the deal. We got this property under contract. We're asking 1.3 or best offer. And then, have Jekka on the relist, and then here's the comps that we pulled. Like,
I would say like, hey, 1.3 and it's yours.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And or best offer. If you just don't want, if you want it to go to other people, just send me your best offer.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want it just to take it right now, like you did the other one, then remember that last really good deal that you guys just took? If you want to do that again, 1.3.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what I would say,
Okay.
and that way they know. But if they're like, yeah, at 1.3, I think we just can't pay that, then just put your best foot forward,
Gotcha. Okay.
you know? And then I would say have that same conversation with 2 or 3 other people, and maybe you get a 1.3.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.